Oh my goodness. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I need a break. I really need a break. I'm not going to stay on long hike crafting with Amanda, but I just found out that Anne will be going live shortly, and a reckoning is coming. People fucked around and now they're going to find out. So, oh well, let the chips fall where they may. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Um, I was coming live because it was supposed to be Robert Brooks. The indictments were supposed to be handed down today. Hi, Gamecock Jenny. Hi, Jespito. Hi, Crafting with Amanda. Mr. Jimenez. Hello. Hi, Snuggle Bunny. How are you? Hi, everybody. And so, due to the weather, the indictment is not going to be done until Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, so what we know is at least 9 prison employees will be charged in the death of the inmate. Well, I hate to even say it, in the death of Robert Brooks. Okay, at least 9 will be charged. There will be arrests made when the indictments are handed down. Hi, George. George, my God. I listened to your live. I got in late last night. Well, I was live, didn't know you were live, and I had to rewind. And oh my goodness. Hi, Aesop's. I was listening to the contradiction and the hypocrisy that was coming out of that bug's mouth. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I'm glad I didn't have to watch the chat because I was on replay, but the contradictions and the hypocrisy, I just wish she actually goes back and listens to her lives and listen to the bullshit that comes out of her mouth, because everything she says, she's done, she's been involved with, and she gets involved with shit that doesn't have anything to do with her. Then when I heard that she was upset, because Jen was in Johnny Mac's live. So again, if Jen and Johnny Mac has come to an understanding where they can put their differences aside, good for them. Why is it when she decides that she wants to work out something with someone that is okay for her, but not for others? Girl, stop. Yes, and anybody that's been around George knows that the shit that she spews out of her mouth is pure garbage. And then when I heard her so excited, oh guys, Bambi is live. Wait, why did she end? I was like, you stalk people on the internet. You stalk people. I heard you say that it was Valentine's Day and she had went live 3 times. Why are you sitting on the internet telling people about your boy, whatever guy it is? I have no idea that he left that morning and what? What? Girl, stop. You're talking about people pulling foyers. You're talking about people doing real life shit when you've done everything and more. You did it to Savage. You did it to Bambi. Shit, you tried to do it to me. And now you talk about you want to get a RO against George for what? For putting your shit on Front Street? Girl, stop. Stop. And the more she talks, I do believe she had a lot to do with what came out of JY's mouth. The more she talks, again, you want to put out George's real name, but if they do it to your daddy, your sisters, your brothers, you wouldn't like it, would you? You really wouldn't. You need to stop. Stop. Oh my God. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Selfie Queen. Hi. So I know Ann is going to go live, and I'm going to tell you guys you don't want to, you you do want to be in Ann's live. That's all I'm going to tell you. Ann is going live, and I think everybody needs to be there. Just Beetle. Hi, sweetie George. Happy birthday, Pappy. Is it? Wait a minute. Is Gamecock Jenny's birthday or is her dad? I've already wished Gamecock a happy birthday. Chantel Gucci. Oh my God. It's just, guys, I can't take no more of the snow. Okay. I really can't. I can't do this no more. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't do this no more. And I'm not. I don't want to be in Texas either. But damn, the East Coast is getting slammed as well. Oh, at the mall, just waiting for my ride. Girl, do you need money for a taxi or an Uber? Ann's looking good today. Well, I saw her replay. I love her haircut. I like the color she has. So she is looking good, and I love that kitchen. I love her kitchen, but she is looking good. Jennifer, I hope you're doing okay. But I just wanted to say that. But also, let me see, Selfie Queen Cindy, Selfie Queen. I saw you in Villains Live. I think it was. I think it was Villains Live, but I don't think you knew it was me. Um, Nice weather here in Florida. Thank you for teasing us. But on TikTok, I think you should know my name. It's Lady Red. That's the name I'm under on TikTok. Um, I, I'm. I'm just blown away with the shit that I heard that George was playing. I am really blown away. Yes, everyone, please smack the like button. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm telling. Oh. So again, George, I don't know what your real name is. I don't go into the bees live, but I heard her preaching about how when people put things in her chat, she gets blamed for it. No, you get blamed. Well, I blame you for the shit that you've done, that I know you've done. So that's what I blame you for. Yes, they used to call me Red when I was younger. I didn't see it because Villain's chat was just moving. Please post Ann's link. Can somebody, hi Sarah motherfucking Z, can somebody drop Ann's link, please? It's T and Tragedy, or Tragedy and T. Can somebody grab Ann's link and drop in the chat for me, please? Please. So anyway, I just wanted to bring you this. I have a couple of updates for you, and I'm really I think I'm done working from the day. I've been up since around 3:30 this morning. And when I say up, I've been working. As I said, I have a lot to get done. So on Thursday, 2 o'clock Eastern, which would be 11 o'clock my time, I will definitely come live while the press conference is going on, or maybe just drop the link on my on my community post. Okay. So um what the coroner found was that mm, his cause of death was compression of the neck and multiple blunt impact injuries. He suffered extensive bruising, a broken bone, and bleeding in his genitals and in his neck. Okay. Um, Out of 17, 9 are going to be charged with a felony. 9 are going to be charged with a felony. The other 17, I'm sure, are going to be charged. But this is crazy. Now, he was in jail He was getting ready to be released. He was serving 12 years. He had been in since 2017. He was serving 12 years for first degree assault against his girlfriend because he had stabbed her multiple times. I'm not saying, no one's saying that Robert Brooks wasn't a criminal, but what he got, he didn't deserve. He was getting ready to be out. His girlfriend didn't deserve what she received from him as well. Okay? She didn't deserve it. So the family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Okay? They filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Now, normally that's civil. They have all the evidence, but people should normally wait until trial. But I understand why they didn't do it because this is hot. They're probably going to sit there and offer them some type of settlement. Okay? Settlement. And I just don't understand why would they settle. But two of the employees that were involved have already resigned. The others are out, 15 are out on administrative leave with pay. Okay? But the governor, what's her name? Hochul, she wanted all of them fired. All of them were to be, but the police union stepped in and said, or their union said that they really couldn't. So it was a back and forth. But right now, the indictments are going to be read on Thursday. It had to be delayed due to the weather. Hi, Susie. Nope, they're not going to be unsealed today, Susie. They will be unsealed on Thursday. And at least 9 of them are going to have felony charges. They moved it to Thursday because of the weather. Hi, Cheryl. They moved it to Thursday because of the weather. So we're going to see what's going on. But the family themselves has filed a wrongful death lawsuit. So I'm hoping they get murder charges. I really am. I hope the charges are murder, not manslaughter, not what I forgot the other one. It was in my head when I was reading this. They need to be charged with murder. The coroner has said his death is a homicide. And you can't say involuntary because you knew with the beating you were giving this man, the way you was treated, that it could lead to his death. It should be a willful charge, which would be murder. Okay, so then with the kids that we found, that was found living alone in a home that was so fucking disgusting, the mother has been charged and arrested. So okay, let me just get this for you. We saw it. I showed it. It's everywhere. It is everywhere right now with the living conditions that these kids
To look at, police in Pontiac say 3 children were found living alone in deplorable conditions after discovering their mother had abandoned them for years. Our Victor Williams is following the story for us tonight. Victor, we're learning that mother has been arrested. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right. The mother has been arrested, Pam, but we're told that these kids were actually inside of this house for years, at least since 2021. This is the house behind me that has that orange sticker right there on the window. But we're told these kids were only 12, 13, and 15. Now, authorities, they said that the mom would drop off food from time to time, but she's a 34-year-old woman that's now being held at the Oakland County Jail with a case now being turned over to the prosecutor for review.
But not just the mother was dropping off food, okay? Her family was dropping off food. Now, I don't know where the daddy is in this case. I have no idea, but Something is wrong with these people. Oh my God, everybody has birthdays today. Today is Selfie Queen's birthday, George's birthday.
We are expecting charges to
Everybody's
come in the next
birthday.
few days or so, but the only reason authorities ever stepped in the first place was because the landlord actually called 911. He contacted deputies after not hearing from the mother since about December, and that's what started this welfare check. Take a look at some of this video from inside of the place. We're told that the house was just so unsanitary that evidence techs, they had to wear hazmat suits in order to investigate. Now we're talking about piles of garbage in rooms as high as 4 feet tall, human feces overflowing in the toilet, and then also the bathtubs. Apparently they were living on that food that people would bring nearby. Even also strangers would sometimes bring that food up to the door. Now also we are being told that the mother had not spoken to the two girls that were in there for years, but she would go and actually speak to the son from time to time. The kids were not in school. They actually spent their entire time at the home watching TV and then playing video games. The conditions in the house were so bad that the kids had to sleep on the floor, the boy had a mattress, and the girls had to sleep on pizza boxes. So we're actually going to go and hear from Sheriff Michael Bouchard on what these kids are now having to go through, as well as what they now have to bounce back from.
Our first focus is in trying to make sure these kids get what they need to begin the process of moving forward. The second very important part of this is, how did 3 kids fall through the cracks so terribly? How did the community, relatives, the schools, no one knew to reach out to us? How did that happen? And so that's going to be a big part of what I've already directed our investigations.
I want to pause this for a second. Before George Floyd, there was a guy that was killed in Rochester, New York, but the George Floyd case overshadowed that. He was mentally ill. Weather was really bad. He was butt naked except for his socks. And the officers killed him, and the family had called because he was mentally ill and they wanted help. But after that happened, George Floyd's case overshadowed that case that happened in Rochester, New York. I think I'm going to go back and visit that case too.
To figure out.
Now, while all of this was going on inside of the house, we're told that they ended up finding the mother at a different location. And so we're going to have more on what residents living nearby they have to say about this. That's coming up at 11 p.m. Victor Williams.
The mother has been arrested.
Hard to imagine. Thank you.
But
we're learning President Donald Trump's administration has begun firing several hundred Federal Aviation Administration employees, upending staff on a busy.
This happened in Detroit.
State officials with Children's Protective Services miss blaring warnings that could have saved the life of a 9-year-old Detroit boy.
His remains were found buried in a backyard at a home in January.
Now, this young boy told CPS his mother was trying to kill him, okay? Told them his mother was trying to kill him. And this could have been avoided. No one listened.
Boy.
His remains were found buried in a backyard at a home in January.
I just
The boy's mother was charged with his murder on February 5th.
7 investigator Ross Jones is revealing internal CPS records, raising serious questions about what officials did and did not do when they heard alarming claims about the child's safety.
We identified some human remains, someone small in stature. Extremely sad day.
The scene at Woodingham and St. Martin's in Detroit was enough to shake even career police officers. The body of a child found buried in a shallow grave.
This case is rather shocking. In my 27-year career, I don't remember seeing anything like this.
It took days for officers to determine that the boy was 9-year-old Zamar King, murdered, prosecutors say, by his mother, Brandy Pierce.
It's alleged that she purchased a shovel. She bound him by tying his hands and feet together. She then put him in this hole and covered him with dirt.
But as unspeakable...
So, he was alive when she buried him. Get it? He was alive.
Well, as the alleged crime was, it did not come out of nowhere.
It's just a train wreck that's going to happen, right? You just see it coming. And they don't do anything about it.
By law, records from Children's Protective Services are guarded closely, even after a child dies. But we've obtained...
Jules, did you hear that? Records are guarded closely. So there's no way anybody had names of kids that allegedly George was supposed to have molested. Okay? So that's so fucked up. Hi, Pick Me, and anybody that works in this area would know that. Not even on the police. It's all whited out or it's crossed out.
Internal CPS records that show state employees were warned for years that Zamar was in danger. At least 4 times, records show, Brandy Pierce was the subject of CPS complaints. The first coming in 2015, after Pierce admitted to marijuana and alcohol use during her first trimester. It happened, she said, before she decided to keep Zamar. There were complaints in 2019 and 2021, both alleging that Zamar had been left alone. The first time in the lobby of a Southfield apartment building, with Zamar telling police he did not know where he belonged. Police later made contact with a relative and the complaint was denied. 2 years later, on a 78-degree day in May, Zamar was left alone in his mother's locked car for more than 90 minutes while she went to a doctor's appointment. She told police her son was a heavy sleeper and claimed doctors wouldn't let him into her appointment.
It's the pattern, right? Here is a mom, again, where she's repeatedly reported by different people in the community.
Frank Vandervoort is a law professor at the University of Michigan and a longtime child welfare advocate who said Pierce's pattern of behavior and the disclosure that she was receiving mental health services on an almost daily basis should have been a red flag to CPS.
He was having mental health services on damn near a daily basis, and they left that child with this woman after all of those complaints.
That suggests to me a very severe level of mental health need. So I'm troubled by that, and it raises more questions than it answers for us.
The Macomb County prosecutor denied a warrant request for child abuse, saying there was insufficient evidence and CPS working with mom. CPS would close the case after performing a home visit, finding no safety hazards, enough food, and suitable sleeping arrangements. Then, last April, came the 4th complaint to CPS. This time, Pierce would come here to this Plymouth Hospital emergency room, reporting she was anxious and depressed. Pierce told CPS she had a breakdown and felt herself going into a panic attack. She was questioning whether she should give up custody of one of her children. She'd been evicted from a motel, she said. Her car was repossessed. She was completely out of funds. Once she left the hospital, she and her kids would be sleeping on the street.
On its own, how serious is that?
Critical. This is a family with no place to live. She tells the caseworker, I can't sleep in my car, which suggests to me that she's been sleeping in her car at some point.
But she said her car was repossessed. That's what she said when she was at the hospital. The car was repossessed. So what car were they sleeping in?
But what Zamar told CPS was most alarming of all. He had not been to school in over a year, he said, and doesn't always have food to eat. He said his mother beat him with a belt, that she's choked him with her hands, and that she wants to kill him.
Any rational, normal person walking out on the street hearing this would be completely alarmed by what they're hearing. They would take action. They would call the police.
But what CPS did, according to internal records, was close the case. The investigation found no preponderance of evidence of physical neglect. Pierce was provided with pamphlets connecting her with community services, and a note was added to follow up on her mental health appointments. 6 months later, after Zamar reported that his mother choked and wanted to kill him, prosecutors say she did.
It's alleged that she killed him, and that the cause of death...
It's not alleged. She killed him. Everything was there. That child, those children, how'd you know, should have been removed from her custody. Should have been removed from her custody. It's not alleged.
Found by the medical examiner was smothering and neck compression.
CPS records show that the family was placed at a homeless shelter after that final complaint last April. It is not clear how long they were there. Then in December, Brandy Pierce was found in Georgia. She was arrested after someone reported finding her other child, a 3-year-old, locked in a car alone. Police said temperatures were in the 40s, the child was nude, and there was feces and a deflated air mattress in the vehicle. Citing state and federal law, CPS said they could not comment on this case, but they are heartbroken by Zamar's death and are committed to ensuring the health and safety of all children. Tonight, Zamar's relatives are trying to pay for his burial. They have started a GoFundMe, and we have included a link where you can donate on our website right now at WXYZ.com.
Bullshit.
Beyond horrific. And we asked CPS, is the employee who handled that last investigation, what is their status? Are they working today? Are they under investigation?
Exactly,
Were they
Susie.
disciplined? They said they couldn't comment, but there are many, many questions that need to be asked about this.
I mean, it leaves you speechless, and my stomach is just turning over. Where is that mom? She's locked up right now, or she's getting help?
It is unclear whether or not she's still in Georgia. They have to move her to Michigan so she can be arraigned. Her whereabouts right now.
Smothered and choked him. When she was at that hospital, when you go to a hospital in Texas, I know for a fact, there are 3 or 4 cops that are there. That woman comes in and she's saying all of this shit. You are a mandated reporter. The doctors, the nurses, hold on,
not entirely clear, but she is under arrest.
If not, I'm going to get it and put it. It's on their website.
Some missed red flags. All right, Ross.
So
Thank you so much
hold
for that
on.
report.
Let me go see.
Families in Virginia.
Hold on. Let me go. I need to go back to get this.
State officials with children.
Okay, hold on. Let me go here. I'm going to go to their website. I will grab the GoFundMe and I will post it for you. I will post it. Okay. I will definitely post it. And this is the other story I want to tell you. This nurse, when this man was accused of hurting his child, his newborn, it wasn't him. It was this nurse that needs to be charged with a hate crime. Okay. A hate crime, but she's not.
Virginia are outraged after a nurse charged with abusing premature babies has been given a bond of $25,000 that she posted. Erin Stratman, this is the defendant right here, is accused of breaking the bones of NICU babies that she was caring for. This lady suspected of harming at least...
Specify. No white kids, no Hispanic kids, no Asian kids, Black babies. Say it. She was breaking the bones of Black babies. All of her victims were Black babies. Oh, Lord.
7 infants between 2023 and 2024. She was even caught on camera. But a judge gave her bond after a mental health evaluation.
Exactly.
How does that work out? WTVR's Elizabeth Holmes has more.
25-year-old Erin Stratman is facing charges for malicious wounding and child abuse. She was granted a $25,000 bond, but she must meet several criteria.
Some of which include wearing a GPS monitor and staying at her parents' house. A judge also said she cannot provide medical services as a healthcare professional or be in the presence of minors or vulnerable adults. The judge granted Stratman bond after she underwent a mental health evaluation. The results of that evaluation were sealed after they were presented in court. Stratman's attorney said they were pleased with the judge's decision to grant bond, but prosecutors objected to any conditions of release based on the nature of the case.
Have we heard anything but Black babies yet? They're just saying NICU babies. They're not saying they were all Black babies.
We believed that the actions were so egregious and the strength of the Commonwealth's case is so strong that we did not believe that there are any conditions to ensure safety to herself or safety to others. The court, of course, is our neutral arbitrator and has the law, and he was very purposeful in going through the factors. And so we do, we understand.
Right now, Stratman only faces charges related to the possible harm of one infant. Dominique Hackey, who says his infant son was injured at Henrico Doctors Hospital in 2023, said he and others are disappointed.
I think we share the same feeling of anger
This is something that we were prepared for, but obviously we didn't expect. We definitely don't feel like Richmond is safer with her out on the streets, even though that she has the conditions of her bond.
Commonwealth's Attorney Shannon Taylor said prosecutors will continue to investigate this case, and they have a plan should Stratman face additional charges while out on bond. In Henrico, I'm Elizabeth Holmes, CBS 6 News.
We also see reporting that the conditions of this bond include house arrest with her parents and wearing a GPS monitor, as reported by 12 on Your Side local station. Wow. She's got a preliminary hearing coming up in May, so that'll be the next court date for her. So provided that everything's gone through with the posting and then the setup with probation, her living with her parents apparently is the court's plan, and probation will monitor her pretrial with GPS. Still, going back to the fact that why the bond has a lot of people angered. So let's work through that with our guest. Let's bring in somebody who's a prosecutor in Virginia, Attorney Anton Bell, our legal analyst guest on the show today. Okay, Anton, would you walk me through the process here for everybody who's going, oh my gosh, why give her any bond? What do you say to that, please?
So let's start here. Initially in General District Court, which is the lower court in Virginia, on January 13th, she was not granted a bond.
Nope.
She then appealed that bond hearing to Circuit Court on January 22nd. The judge heard whatever evidence they wanted to discuss or consider for bond on that particular day, and then he delayed making a decision pending a mental health examination. That result has been sealed, so we do not know what's in that particular report. I would probably guess that it's shared that she does not have some type of mental health.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't have a mental health problem. She's an evil bitch. You targeted Black babies in NICU. Don't tell me that there were only Black babies in that NICU. Don't tell me that, because I know it's not true. She targeted Black babies. She's a racist, and she should be charged with a hate crime, not malicious wounding. Okay? Not malicious wounding.
Deficiency that would make her a risk to our community or to herself. And so given that, the factors that go into a bond here in Virginia is you can't be a flight risk or a danger to the community. Those are the two things. And what the judges consider is the act that was committed. They also consider whether you have a previous background that involved criminal activity. Probably not having one, given the fact that she's a nurse. And so those are the factors they took into consideration, and then he decided to give her $12,500 on each charge.
Anton, thank you so much for the explainer on that. That makes sense, right? And so now that she's at home, she's undergone the mental health evaluation, what do you think is being done by the prosecutors and by the defense here as they're getting ready for the prelim, which will be the next court date come May?
So I personally know Shannon Taylor. She's a colleague of mine, and I can tell you right now, she's a tough cookie. So I know that they are looking at those other allegations to see whether there is other evidence that would connect her to those particular crimes. And if so, I am certain they're going to probably charge her with some, if not all, of those other incidents that they at one point thought she could have been connected to, because if you remember, she was on paid administrative leave for an entire year based upon a suspicion that she had previously hurt babies in that unit. And so if that is the case, I am sure they're probably looking into whether there's sufficient evidence to bring charges for that. And if that is the case, they are going to readdress bond, and they're going to ask for her bond to be revoked.
They went back. It took them a year to go look at the surveillance cameras, okay? A year to look at surveillance while she's sitting her ass on paid administrative leave. Get the fuck out of here. A year. While they're saying this man was doing something to his child in the NICU. Get the fuck out of here.
Such an important distinction you just brought up here for us, Anton. Well, there's several incidents in question, several families making allegations. The charges, correct me if I'm wrong, only pertain to one baby. Yep. Is that right? One baby they definitively have evidence of abuse of.
That is correct. They only have evidence for one case. So right now, there's at least 7 other cases that are out there that she could potentially be charged with. And also, don't forget this piece. If they have the preliminary hearing and the judge hears the specific evidence that the Commonwealth have concerning this case, the judge on his own or on her own can, we call it sua sponte, can revoke her bond, or the Commonwealth can again ask the court, now that you've heard evidence in this preliminary hearing, we're asking the court, we're in a different stage, we're asking the court to now revoke her bond. So you can readdress bond again.
That's a great point as well. Anton, thank you for that. And as you've said, we can expect the prosecutor to do that if we've got more charges coming against this woman. Tell me, how tough is it to handle a case like this? You know, when you have little babies, little precious babies. I mean,
little precious black babies. Let's call them what they are. They're black babies. Not white, not Asian, not Hispanic. They are black babies that this woman was hurting in the NICU. You
can see why people's blood, is just boiling when you hear these allegations. What's that like when you're on the end of, being the prosecutor, being the one who's got to look at that upsetting evidence?
How are you?
So, as you know, Julie, I just finished prosecuting a father who killed his 3-year-old toddler, and we never were able to find the body, and he was convicted of murder. And so it is extremely hard emotionally going through the evidence, knowing that your victim is someone who can't defend themselves, and they're relying upon potentially the person that's supposed to take care of them and to protect them. They're relying on that person. That person ends up being their predator. So it is very difficult to deal with that and to kind of go through the weeds of that type of case.
Yeah, sure is. I always say it takes a special person to handle these cases, and you certainly are. Anton Bell, thank you for everything this morning. We're glad that trial is over. For many reasons, you're getting justice for the family.
Airplane crash, and then I have to go.
We just had a crash on runway 23 here. April, Roger. Yeah, we're discussing with our OTC whether they wanted to redeploy to the crash site or not. There's people outside walking around the aircraft there.
Harrowing moments on a runway in Toronto. A Delta flight crash, landing and flipping upside down, and all 80 people on board, they did make it out okay. My next guest is one of them, and here's the video he took of crews pulling passengers to safety.
Drop it. Come on. Don't take it down. Put that phone away.
You're telling him to put the phone away.
Holy oh my God.
And Pete Kukov is here with us. We're so glad that you are with us. Can you take us through, Pete, what it was like in the moments just before the crash landing?
Basically, we hit the ground and kind of just bounced up and turned on our side, and we're sliding on our side for a while, or honestly not as long as I thought we were going to slide for, and then we ended up upside down, and we were hanging by our seatbelts upside down for a second, and then we made it off safely. Everyone is alive, thankfully.
And do you fly quite a bit into that area in the winter?
Not to Toronto, no, but I do fly a lot into places where there is variable weather.
Do you have a sense of what happened upon the landing?
Sorry, what do you mean? Just like
did the pilot say anything? Was it that it was going to be a hard landing?
No,
was there any warning?
There was no warning from the pilot. There was no like physical warning either. I didn't feel like anything was wrong until kind of just like the second the wheels touched the ground, then it all kind of went mayhem from there.
Okay, so, and it seems that since we understand that 21 people were taken to the hospital, 19 have been released. So thankfully, it sounds like everyone had their seatbelts on. Can you just explain, how do you unbuckle and get out?
I was able pretty quickly to so you're kind of just hanging suspended. Me and the girl next to me we were able to get out pretty quickly and kind of climb or sort of fall down to the ground, which was the ceiling, and then other people kind of needed some help and people were sort of falling, but I don't think no one was hurt by getting down from their seatbelts.
Okay, and then afterwards you're outside. I'm sure it was extremely cold. You didn't take anything with you, correct?
No, no one. They were telling everyone to leave everything as they should have, and then there was an ambulance or a fire truck that we kind of huddled. It was pretty windy, so we kind of stood on one side of that.
I'm going to show everybody here a timeline of the plane crash. This is leaving Minneapolis, St. Paul, heading to Toronto. As you mentioned, all 80 passengers were evacuated around 4:33, Delta Airlines released a statement regarding the incident, and then at 5 o'clock, pretty quickly, Toronto Pearson Airport resumed accepting air traffic. What was your final destination?
Toronto. So I left from Denver, and I had a layover in Minneapolis.
I see.
And then Toronto.
Well, we are certainly grateful that you are here with us and that you were able to join us and that you were able to get that video so that we can piece together the story. And we wish you the very best. Thanks so much, Pete.
So when we looked at this yesterday, you saw the front landing gear. It was caked with snow and ice. And I think it just collapsed. And I really do. It can't be. But today in the news, and I didn't grab it, but our president signed an order to fire. He's firing a lot of the people in air traffic controllers. But anyway, I wanted to come live for that. Don't forget, Ann will be going live. When Debbie and I come live tomorrow, because I don't think we're going to do it tonight. I know everybody has probably seen some stuff about Jasmine but there's a lot of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. And yeah, so his final destination was at the scene of the crash. His final destination was Toronto. I'm just but I still haven't found any footage of the plane actually coming down the runway and when it flipped. I just can't find that, and I was looking for it. But Trump did sign an order to fire a lot of people, and they're in air traffic controllers. That order was Trump. Hold on, let me see. I saw it when I was reading an order. Is people that's relating to the FAA. Okay, here we go. I have it. Let me just show it to you. Let me pause this. Hold on. I'm going to pause this. I did see it, and now it's actually made it on to the screen. I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to go. I need to pretend that I'm actually working. No, I'm on break. Let me just stop saying that for people to go, oh my God.
Incidents. The crucial mission of public safety faces an internal test as the federal workforce is under scrutiny and hit with job cuts.
Nope.
President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency and Elon Musk's DOGE team continue to make cuts, including at the Federal Aviation Administration. Close to 300 FAA employees terminated this weekend, according to a union that represents workers there. 28-year-old Jason King was at FAA for 8 months.
When you were doing your job at FAA, did you believe you were helping to make the public safer?
I truly did.
King, an Army veteran with a service-related disability, says he worries cuts could be too deep.
Even for the people that are still there, their workload has drastically increased. And I think that's where a big part of my concern with public safety comes in.
Other federal job cuts may also be linked to public safety. 400 layoffs at Homeland Security, including 200 positions at FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Hundreds fired from the Centers for Disease Control, including about 24 who support outbreak response, according to agency sources.
Stand with federal workers.
Protests across the country, turning this President's Day holiday into a day of action. From the winter chill of Albany to sunshine in Orlando.
We win!
The West Coast to the nation's capital.
But the people are going to feel it eventually.
Meanwhile, an employee affiliated with Doge is expected to seek access to an IRS system that holds sensitive information. Today, Trump advisor Stephen Miller insisted Americans' personal financial data will be secure.
I give you complete and total assurance on that point. We are talking about performing a basic anti-fraud review to ensure that people are not engaging in large-scale theft of federal taxpayer benefits.
What?
And Kelly, is there a new reaction tonight to the firings at the FAA with this new plane crash?
We've heard from a Democratic senator who said today that these cuts have injected unnecessary risk. But a spokesperson for the Department of Transportation says the FAA is continuing to hire air traffic controllers and has retained employees who perform critical safety functions.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
So, there we go. He's put a freeze, not a freeze. If you're transgender, you can't join the military. And now he's in the process of all the transgender people that are in the military, that have been serving in the military for years, he's getting them out. So, again, I don't agree with men that are dressing as women and they identify as women going into female bathrooms. Hell no. Because a man could put on a dress and say he's transgender, and just like that little girl went to the restroom and the guy tried to aura her and her daddy beat the fucking shit out of him. He was dressed as a woman. He was hiding in the ceiling. Yep, they're hiring for it, but this is crazy. So all of this shit that's going on, I'm trying to see how you're trying to make America great. And if you don't understand the job functions of all of these people and what they're doing, how the hell you just go in there and start doing all of these cuts? That's like a private corporation. When we bring in a team to come in to see, to streamline, I had to let go one person, and they were right. It was just like the person that applied for the job. When I had somebody else that basically didn't have a full 8-hour workload or a 7-hour workload, she can do both jobs. So I reviewed it. I gave them a recommendation, and I spoke to the person that was going to be doing that other portion of the job. And you streamline. You just don't go in there and start making cuts. Nope, none of them. So anyway, I'm going to go. Ann is going live in probably an hour and a half. The link was dropped in the chat. If someone can drop the link again, I really would appreciate it. But I just wanted to take a little break. And it was something else that I wanted to show you guys. And I absolutely forgot what it was. But trust and believe me, I will find it. I sent it to my email. Hold on. Every time I say I'm getting out. Hold on. I can show you that at a later date. I'll show you that at a later date. But it was about this young Texas girl that committed S. Okay. No, I'm gonna tell you about it now. Because this shit is sad. So it was a young girl in Texas that was being bullied by her classmates, okay? And they were telling her that ICE was going to come in and deport her and her family. This happened in Gainesville, Texas. Gainesville, Texas. She was a sixth grader. Her name was Jocelyn Rogel Carranza is her name. She's 11 years old. She was being bullied by her classmates, saying that her and her family were going to be deported. This young girl unalived herself. The mother had went to the school several times to discuss the severe bullying of her daughter. Nothing was done about it. Not a damn thing. Okay? Her daughter took her life. She unalived herself. She had been being bullied for months. So on February 3rd, she unalived herself. She was rushed to the hospital in Dallas. She was in a coma for 5 days, and she passed away on February 8th. Hi, Shyla. Oh, damn. Damn, Shyla. Yep, she unalived herself. Being bullied for months. Nothing was done. Nothing. 8 million a day. Yep. 11 years old. Being bullied. And so when I hear some dumb shit about let's call ICE and have them deported. What the fuck was her family doing? They're not criminals. And again, if you're a criminal, you commit a crime, I think you should be deported. I don't even think we need to waste money on a fucking trial. Deport your ass. Put you on a watch list so you can't come back into this country. Innocent families. Innocent families. And every time you hear about an ICE raid, it's always at a company. Really? These illegal immigrants that are working in these companies are taking taxes, which they can never claim. You're going to go to a company to get illegal immigrants. But you got a whole fucking criminal system with the names of all these illegal immigrants that you're not going after. I don't understand how people think. I really don't. Pay attention to the raids. It's always at a company. Well, most of the time, it's at a company. But you're not going to see anybody that wants to go out there and do the job that these illegal immigrants are doing. That's a bold-faced lie. Because if you're going after criminals, why are you going to companies? Most criminals are not going to work. They're going to commit crimes. You got a whole database that you can go through. If they committed a felony, I'm not even going to say a misdemeanor because that's a traffic violation most of the time, or shoplifting, whatever. But a felony. Yeah, I saw that one here. Well, I heard it. I didn't see it. I heard about it. I heard about it. Charlotte, I'm telling you, I'm not going out on these streets right now. It's the snow is supposed to stop and then start again around 5 o'clock. I don't know if it's snowing over where you are at, but the snow was still going when I was here. So it's just crazy. Yep, felonies are no joke. But when you hear about an ICE raid, they're going to jobs. They're going to companies. Get the fuck out of here. Meat packing plants. Yep, that's true. That's true. But your child, 11 years old, endured months of bullying and nothing was fucking done. And this 11-year-old unalived herself. Oh my God. Well, it's going to start snowing again. They said around 3 o'clock. So everything we didn't get, we're getting now. It's crazy. Hi, Gator Hater. Nice to see you. I'm doing so much better. I'm doing great. I am doing great. Well, they were calling for Elon Musk. Was it Elon? No, JD Vance's wife to be deported because they said she's not an American citizen. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, damn. But anyway, in case you guys didn't know, Kendrick Lamar dropped a new single. It's called God Damn. Forgot the name of it. But he dropped a new single. And it's on the charts. And he is coming hard. I'm like, Jesus Christ. This man was just there for over 150 million views on Spotify's daily views. And I don't know why people talk when he just came out the woodwork. No, this man has 17 Grammys. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner. I'm just like, what are y'all talking about? He's been around. So anyway, it seems the good, quiet kids are overlooked and the ones with bad behaviors are. It's the same thing online. You're rewarded for your bad behavior. If I do drama streams, you get rewarded for your bad behavior. People are just giving you cash apps and doing all of this shit. When you do content streams, and I'm being honest, you do content streams, but it has to be drama. Drama, drama, drama. Everybody says they don't want the drama. But as soon as there's a drama stream, everybody's in it. I know today I'm going to be in an stream because I know what it's about. So I will be there. And like I said, people need to get their comeuppance. You fuck around, you find out. It's certainly been that way here the last few years. So it's just, there's so much going on. And I do have a lot of different stories that I've thrown into my inbox that I really need to look up and do some background stuff on, which I am going to do. I wanted to talk about that Meg Boswell because she was found guilty and she was given life when she should have got the death penalty for killing her infant, her 15-month infant, stuffing that child in a thing and putting it in a playhouse. So I'm definitely going to definitely going to do that. I canceled my doctor's appointment, no insurance in for a checkup. I'm taking a spoonful of, oh my God. Girl, that's what I had the other day. I had cabin fever. Thank you for dropping Ann's channel again. One stab, some, and then you hear about this this cook in New York that was killed by a transgender person because he didn't want them to use the ladies' restroom. And I keep tired of hearing about how all of these illegals are raping and killing our children. No, you have U.S. citizens doing that shit. Look at the statistics to see how many illegal immigrants actually commit these types of felonies. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Okay? So anyway, I do love you guys. I will see you later. I got to set myself a reminder. I need to go see if Ann has already set her live up so I can hit a reminder so I don't be late because y'all know me. I get involved in shit and then I forget. Let me see if she set her live up. Nope, she hasn't set it up yet. But I know it's supposed to be around 2 o'clock. I would definitely keep an eye on it to see when she's going to set it. But you guys have a great day. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Debbie and I will be live tomorrow. And then when Debbie and I go live next Monday, talking about 90 Day Fiance, Lexi will be joining us on panel as a permanent co-host. I really, really like Lexi, so she will be here with us, and we're just gonna have some fun. Love you guys. Bye. And if you didn't see George's live yesterday, please go check out George's live. I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys. Thank you, Christoph. Thank you, all the mods. Really appreciate all of you. I appreciate all the chatters as well. Thank you guys for